maybe my nerves can. We had someone in Little Shop of Physics who could smell into the future. That was one of
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, we had a year when we had like arcane small superpowers, and that was one. So like if pizza was going to arrive, she could smell it like 10 minutes before. It's pepperoni.
Pizza's coming.
I smell olives too. Yep. And then it would happen.
Where's your old mask?
Right here. You mean my not a face shield face shield?
Well, it's camouflage.
You can't see your forehead, just this part.
Yeah. Do you want to take the other Batman mask off?
Batman?
I like that mask.
Batman?
No.
Obviously,
Thank you.
a different Batman.
My mom was going to get
That's
rid of a
really-
bunch of...
The first, like the original Batman television show.
It was kind of like Scooby-Doo, yeah?
Oh no, the one that was like a live action one.
Oh.
There was definitely some homoerotic elements in there, so having a lavender mask for the early Batman. I mean, it was...
Homoerotic.
It was...
Nobody's here though, except for us, right?
It's going out over YouTube now.
Okay, so we'll dial back on that then.
That actor met an unfortunate end, the one that was first, the first
Adam
television
West?
series.
We can discuss that later, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I was how to put it. It was a he was the subject of one of my podcast episodes, or not my podcast, but Unsolved Mysteries.
How come I can't
Did
go
you
to a
know that
meeting?
the Tin Man off of Wizard of Oz got lead poisoning from the paint that they put on him because
Seriously?
it was metal based?
Is it only because
Yeah,
people
oh,
that
wow.
are
Yeah,
like
he
toast
got
or whatever
really, really
can go
sick
in
and they had to stop filming for
Should be fine.
I don't know how long time.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
Patrick, help.
Just as a quick.
Oh,
Oh no, he
aside.
can't do. It's Adam has
it's
to
Adam.
unlock the meeting.
Never mind.
Yep. And so and he's
You're not
probably going to do
allowed.
that in a minute and 30 seconds ish.
I'll be counting
So-
down.
Is everybody ready?
Think so.
Start welcoming some
It's
kids.
ready.
Welcome, children.
Lavender.
I like that color.
What do you call it? I call it lavender.
Lilac probably would have been my go-to. Lavender, lilac. Is lilac wrong?
I think lilac is correct. I would have also just gone with lavender, but I don't know.
I'd probably go with lavender, but you know,
I think lilac's a little bit more bluey.
I would go with light purple.
Well, we can't all be as sophisticated as you, Brenna, okay?
I know.
we had some Korean high school teachers who visited us 20 years ago. In Korea, they have like 100 different words for colors, like way more than we do. So we were playing the palm pipes, and we've got them painted like green, but we have like different shades of green, and to them they're completely different colors. And so we'd say like green, and they're like sitting there, I'm saying like that's green, and they're like no, that's not. This one's green, this one's not. It was amazing. like how-
Evergreen.
and they had just different words for it. Like the blue here and the blue of the sky to them are two different names. It's not like light blue and dark blue. They have different words for it.
That's the way to go, though. Let's be honest with ourselves.
And then when I went to Azerbaijan and I did palm pipes with people there, their language is a GRU language. Like green and blue are the same word.
Grew.
GRU. Yeah, there's a bunch of GRU languages, and like they just didn't. Like a lot of languages didn't acquire a word for blue until very late, and Azari, what they speak, never did. They had a word for blue. Green and blue, same thing.
It happens a lot in desert.
And so I was playing palm pipes with
because
them.
you
It's
don't
just
have
like
a lot
not
of
working
You got a
because I would
blue and a
point to
green
a
one.
word and I would point to
Green
like
is?
green or blue, and either one
So it's like
translates
just like
as the
cool
same
color.
word. And so they're just
That
playing
is
whatever they feel
wild.
like.
Didn't you say you had to get teddy bears?
Stuffed
to,
animals.
Yeah. The crab needs a name.
What are things that English lacks words for? There must be things.
Feelings.
True.
Feelings.
Yes.
Like Schadenfreude. We have to borrow the German word for it. 'cause
I
we
can
don't
be
have a word
sad
for it.
or happy or mad, and those are my three emotions.
Yeah.
Nothing in between.
And angst. Again, we have to borrow that word.
Yeah.
There's less words for like more complex feelings, like, you know, homesickness is used to describe a lot of different things, but you can have homesickness for a place that you don't know, and there's a word in Japanese for it, but not in English,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Casey B is with us.
Not Casey.
Casey B, are you ready to science it up?
I'm so ready.
Ready as I'll ever.
Wow, can you say that any more
That
enthusiastically?
sounded pretty
Where's my
intense there.
mom? Hi, Mom.
Brandy
Where's
Cito is
this?
here. Hey, Brandy.
Hello, Mom.
Where's the best place for this, you think?
She's ready to science it up, even
can
if
shove it in
Casey
that
isn't.
corner.
Brandy's all about it.
Okay.
She is ready.
Yes. Sorry.
And
I can move
Mira
all my
is
stuff
with
over.
us.
No. Is that an okay spot for you?
Yeah,
to see?
that works with me.
Mira.
All
that's
the stuff
awesome.
needs to
And
move over
Bowman.
anyway.
And we have to watch. We have to watch for
1,
Cookie Cat.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Hey, Mira.
7, 8.
Good to see
9.
you. Mira's looking very comfy on the sofa, just sort of chilling, watching a little Shop of Physics.
Wish
You
I
ready
was
to
on the
science it
sofa.
up? And she says yes. So far, everybody, Casey, is pretty excited to science it up, and so we just need a little bit more of that, like, enthusiasm.
Casey, you're slacking.
Wow. Get called
Sorry,
out.
sorry.
Not early anymore. I was here at 8 a.m.
Yeah, that's. My brain
I was here
is
at
not functioning.
I was
that
early today. I was
That's
early
cool.
Yeah,
today,
we
and then
walked
I
in
was
at the
late.
same time. First Patrick walked in. I saw Patrick walk in. And then Maud and I walked in at the same time. You
Oh,
walked in right before me.
But I was here first. I'm just saying. Whoops, where's the
all-
sparker? Hang on a second.
But all the other times, Brian, you're here last.
It was so cold this morning.
Let's see this as the anomaly.
I was going to ride my
is.
bike, and usually when I ride my bike, I go out and do a bit of a ride, and this morning it was like, nope, I'm just walking.
Fair enough.
Could I try that little shocky?
Here's someone just named Cool. That's an awesome name
That's
for your
cool.
child. Cool.
And
That's the last name.
maybe Luke.
Is this
And
first?
the middle one.
I see. And Ivy is here. Someone named Voss,
How's that spelled?
V-A-S.
Boss.
Someone named Radler, awesome.
word in
And
German.
I hope that's like
Voss?
Radler, like the
What is it?
cyclist.
Was?
'Cause I think
Voss?
that's what it means in
Like
like.
vase?
That's what my
some
grandma
other
says
Dutch-
to me. Mm-mm. Was? It means like okay
Radler.
or something like
'Cause you-
that
there's
in
there's
German.
beverage
But is it spelled the
called a
same way?
Radler. I think
Voss?
that's
Yeah.
what you
Oh.
drink at the end
In
of a
Swiss
long day
German
of
though, so I
cycling.
don't know if it's real German.
It'll all be German to me.
I miss my grandma.
Aw. Is she over? in-
Someone's got 1,
Swiss
2, 3,
German?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's my password. How did they know that? Oh no, it's not. My password's just password, all
Surprised.
lowercase.
You haven't gotten hacked yet, Brian.
The real hacker would know that it's password with the @ sign instead of the A.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's fancy right there. And
Brian's like,
Adele?
I gotta write that down.
My password for everything when I was younger was Casey123, and just it's just the typical.
All
You
right.
just want everyone to have access.
Oh, here's
to
Mr.
everything.
People Person. Hey, Mr. People Person. We're using your question on the show, my friend. So,
Oh. Hot diggity.
yeah.
Have you ever heard of the purple people eater, Brian?
Oh, heavens, yes.
Yes.
Yes. A long-haired.
Where's
Oh, no,
people
was it
The
person?
one-eyed,
horn.
one-horn, flying purple people eater.
Wow, I'm so impressed you remember that.
That's fantastic.
We used to have this stuffed animal, and he had little wings and a horn and a rolly eye, and he would sing that song.
Oh.
Take him out at Halloween. The purple people eater. I think I have him now, but he doesn't sing anymore.
All right, Mr. People Person is all plugged in. Awesome.
Oh. Oh dear.
So, Mr. People Person, we are using your question. You asked, how do TVs work? Oh, yes. And we're going to be discussing that. So be waiting for it. Oh,
the
yeah.
answer
We're
magic?
getting a little.
I think the answer is magic.
You're not needing to plug
There
that
we
in,
go.
are you? Oh, I was
Let's see
gonna
if we
say.
have
just
any
have it
other people whose
plugged in.
questions
Oh,
we're
okay.
using.
Cool.
Because then that's when Adam comes in with the picture.
Perfect. It's gonna say. Brennan, now I have that song stuck in my head.
What?
Did you not like watch that in like preschool or anything?
What is that?
And that's fine.
It's like a little, I don't know, just a little cartoon
No wonder
monster
my water
thingy.
wasn't boiling.
I don't think it's a whole show. I think it was really just.
That sound.
Ooh, and Casey, the question you have about why do some foods that are healthy taste bad? That's from Kennedy. Kennedy, I didn't include that name in the script. So let's see if we see a Kennedy here. All right, we're getting lots of people coming in. I see Adele is here. We've got Elizabeth, Layla, Taylor, Lily, Nolan, Akshat, Kelsey, Logan, Ashlyn, Liam, Jacob is here.
100,000.
Dibs. All right, and Jacob has given us the whole, he's got the
Yeah, it
arms
was
up,
like-
he's turning around. Jacob is excited to science it up. As is
Okay.
as are a lot of people. There's a lot of dancing going on. Oh yeah. We're limbering up.
me
You've
to
got to
unplug?
stretch before you science it up. We don't want anybody to get like a science, I don't know, pulled
Migraine.
muscle. Science what?
Science
Migraine.
cramp.
Migraine. That's it.
Science gives me migraines enough as is. I think
Well-
science cramp is more.
There's 96947 now. Oh, 96947, we're using your question. Oh yeah, we're using your question. So that was like, why is oil less
How-
dense than water?
Remember that number.
Oh yeah, we're on that. Oh yeah, just stuck in my mind. It's my favorite number.
We're also using
Whatever, what's your favorite number?
96619.
Here's
Oh,
someone
that's
says,
why it
I'm a
was
robot.
red.
Now, it might actually, is it actually a robot, or is it just someone who's saying they're a robot? This is a question.
It's Siri.
hacked by
She's
the
back.
Oh.
We can test this.
Do I need to recount?
No, should be good.
Okay. Thank you, Patrick.
And who else has got a question? And Maggie is waving to us. Maggie, good to see you. Yeah. You can. How am I looking?
Let me see if I can show you.
Power strip is
I just remember
Yeah.
sitting on the letter
Yeah, it's good.
alphabet where you got to sit
This-
on
Grayson is here.
your name's letter. And I
Yeah.
remember the TV and
That's
Mr.
right.
Oh, Rainbow. Hey, Rainbow, we're using your question.
so we just plugged it in.
Rainbow asked us
How clouds are made.
How are clouds made? Oh yeah. We're doing that. That's good. That's a fun one. All right. Who else has questions have we used?
This
We got Sophia, Zinnia, and Avon are here. Mr. A B C D E F G. Ooh, 96947 says you can call me Kyle.
this
it was a movie.
So Brenna, that's Kyle's question.
What is Kyle?
And the 96947 says you can call me Kyle.
Okay, I'll try
That's
and
like
remember
a
that,
nickname.
Kyle.
The actual name 96947.
Oh,
Nickname.
you want to see it?
Oh,
Kyle.
no, you're good. I just didn't know if you had it up or not.
Campbell is here.
Yeah, let me get
But I
my.
don't remember it being a movie. I just remember like.
Landon is here. Good to see you, Landon.
Yeah, no, did not.
And the person who says I'm a robot doesn't look like a robot,
Cute.
but
They
maybe.
could be.
It's just really advanced technology, Brian. You gotta believe the people. Gotta have faith.
And Rainbow is saying like, yay,
It's the.
excited that we're doing the question.
966.
But when someone else wrote Big
This one is
Bang,
Kyle, the green one.
oh, when someone wrote making music out of scraps, making music out of scraps, we had so many good questions.
803.
We're going to do a second episode. We're coming back to this because we had too many good questions to possibly squeeze in 1/2 an hour.
I'll try that.
Can
See
we
how
get the
that
names
works.
of 96619
I thought it was-
or 100803
Oh, 100803, yes.
And
Ask
then the
why is the
second
sky
one.
blue?
Well, and
and 96619?
It's
I'd
just
like
gotta
to
be
know what
that.
their name is because they have a question that I
surge
get to answer
protector,
today.
'cause
I'm not seeing them yet, but people kind of come in fast and furious at the end. And just for Team LSOP, we got 4 minutes until we become LSOP live,
Cool.
until we science it up.
I like science.
I like science. Oh, Zephyr. Zephyr is here.
Hey, Patrick. I'm going to plug this in over there.
Is
I'll walk
Cookie
over
Cat
and get it.
here?
That way we don't get
Haven't
the
seen
noise.
Cookie Cat yet.
Lockhart, where are you?
See, 109,768. Is that one of our? No, I'm not seeing that
It's
one.
me. I'll stop.
Brianna and family, which is cool. That's someone who's got like a name that's a superset of mine, so I feel
Wait, do we have
comfortable about that.
No.
Tegan is here. Hey, Tegan. It's good to see you. We've seen you before. Good to have you back. Here's someone just named Science is Awesome, which if you're a parent and you
True.
name your kid that, you hope that kid goes into the sciences. Seriously, that's a commitment right there. Fade is Crafty is here. Hey, Fade. Always good to see Fade. Jesse is here. Amara is here. Zoe, Aubin Clark, Preston, Luca.
Ooh, that's my nickname.
Oh, that's right.
It used to be anyway.
Rainbow
Luca?
is here. And Rainbow has like
Luca.
blue mustache and
I didn't
blue
want to go by Mod.
eyebrows. By the way,
Where
which
does Luca come from?
I do too. I just bleached
It's
them
the
white because
name
otherwise
my
it
parents
just
would have
looks
named me
weird.
if I were a boy.
So,
And I was
Whatever,
a boy,
Brian.
or
Yeah.
more of a tomboy when I was a
but
kid.
they're actually blue.
So
And we got
my kid, yeah,
2
my friends
minutes
thought
and
that that would be
16
funny.
seconds before we go on
I
live.
love the tomboy stage.
Oh, Willow is here. That's a name we
Still kind of
remember.
in it,
and
but-
Miles, Mark F.
It's fine.
Somewhere in
Ivy is
between, yeah.
back. And let's see anybody else I'm remembering from the list, because we have. But we'll let people know. We'll announce as we're going through whose name the question is. Oh, and the person that says I'm a robot says I'm actually human. I just called myself a robot. Good to know. Someone suggests we should do an episode on rockets.
That's a good one.
That's
That
a good
could be
idea.
cool.
And someone else just wrote mod with an exclamation point.
How's it spelled?
MOD.
Oh, here we go. Who wrote that?
There's someone who writes this every week. I'm just saying.
They
I think
do.
there's a fan. That's what I'm saying.
A fan of MOD, not the actual mod. Maybe MOD
I am not
is
named
my
after
name.
the pizza place.
So what do you think about rockets?
Pizza place is named after you.
Exactly.
Minister,
I
that's
don't
it.
know if I
We could
want
do a show on
They're not
rockets.
great.
Good.
I don't like it that much either.
They're
totally
not
do that.
fantastic.
But I
Marley
also just
Gebhardt
like
is here.
Pepperoni pizza.
All right, Marley Gebhardt. Yours was an awesome question, and we had a lot of fun with it, Marley Gebhardt. So,
I
Be
think that's
ready
one of my
for it.
favorite videos we've ever done.
yeah, it was kind of
Super cool.
awesome. Like, I did not think it would work as well as it did, and it was kind of awesome. All right, how much time do we have? We have 40 seconds until we become Little Shop of Physics Live, until we go live. And so a whole bunch of folks are going to start streaming in. Ooh, Communication and Chorus says, call me Penelope. You got it, Penelope.
96619, where are you?
They got
I
time.
just want to know their name.
All right.
I suppose they don't have to tell
We
me.
got
It's fine.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we are the Little Shop of Physics, and we are live. And we have a special show for you today called Science It Up. So last week, we asked kids for their questions, and we took the questions, and the idea was we're going to use that as a starting point to brainstorm about, like, what could we do where we can explore and we can experiment. Basically, we took each question and we scienced it up. That's what we're doing today. We're going to science it up. So we're going to start with some questions. And I'll start with the first one. And then, who was it? Pandra asked, how can you see clouds when they are air? Well, here's a little fish tank here. I'm going to take this little fish tank, and I am going to turn on a little unit in here which makes mist. And I get little droplets of water in the air above the water. And I can see I'm basically making a cloud. I'm basically making a cloud. And it's made of little water droplets in air. But then we said, okay, how can I take this cloud? Could I take this cloud and turn it into colors? So we tweaked the question a little bit and saying, rather than how can we see clouds, we said, could we make a colorful cloud? And here's a question. I'm going to put some green food coloring in the water. And if I take green food coloring and put it in the water, do you think it will turn the cloud green? and I'm going to do a little experiment here. And I want folks to say in the chat, what do you think? Yes or no? Is this going to turn green, or is it going to stay white? Go ahead and type it in the chat. Give me a yes or a
I'm
no.
in favor of the green
Folks
cloud.
are
I
saying
really
no,
wanna
yes.
see a
Some
green
folks are
cloud.
saying green, yes,
Me too.
white, yes. No, man, I don't think so. Man, people are all over the map on this one. Well, you know what we do when we have a question like that? We science it up. So I'm going to take this water, I'm going to put in a whole bunch of green food coloring, and clearly the water is getting real, real green. And I can see green droplets are popping up. And so the water that's making up the cloud is undeniably green, but the cloud has stayed white, And so the question that we ask, and you can see that if I bring this over, there's green droplets on the side of the tank. So the water that's and there's green droplets on my laptop as well as on my desk. That's probably not so awesome. I'm doing a science experiment with my laptop, probably not so good. But the question was, can I make a colorful cloud? So far, we haven't been able to, but we learned something, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to science it up, and whatever it turns out, if it's what we expect or not, we're going to learn something from the process. That's what we're going to do. And next question, 96619 asked, why do snowflakes have different designs?
Indeed, they did. And so we thought, I took a freezer and I tried to spray some water in a freezer to see if I could make snowflakes. That didn't work, which is okay if things don't work in science. And then I decided to steal one of Brian's ideas, and I took his little mist maker out of his tank, and then I decided to put it in the freezer. And so,
Ooh, and
for a while there, yeah, it has stopped
there's some fog coming
making
out.
fog. But at first we tried to just put it in there and see if it would make snowflakes by itself, which it didn't quite do, so we decided to change it a little bit more, and we put something that we could get some spiky stuff on. So we've got this little fuzzy pumpkin toy, and so I've got a microscope here attached to my laptop over there, and I'm just gonna put it up and we'll see what it looks like up close here.
And I think we've got some photos that
Yeah.
we took, and look at those crystals on the pumpkin. The frost is on the pumpkin. And if a kid wanted to science this up and wanted to play with this, there's some variables that they could change too. And that's one of the things we want to do is think, what can we change? I changed the color of the water. But if someone was going to do this and wanted to look at snowflakes, what kind of things could they change?
I would say maybe try to change the temperature of the freezer, because you
temperature
can
of the
make your
freezer would be a
freezer
good one.
colder.
What about the liquid?
The liquid, you could put some things in the water maybe.
Yeah.
That's a nice idea. I like that. And so kids, I would say take this and run with it. All the things that we're showing you, if folks are thinking about doing science fair projects, take them and run with them. Oh, and by the way, this show was suggested by Mrs. Nimlo's class at PSD Virtual, because they're going to do a science fair, and they wanted to show in the scientific process. And so we're doing a show on the scientific process. So Mrs. Nimlo's class, shout out to you folks. Shout out to you folks for suggesting this idea, which I have to say is perhaps the most fun show we ever did. And then Rainbow asked us a question.
Yes, so Rainbow asked us, how do liquids turn into gas or turn to gas? How do they change phase? So I decided, well,
And also asked,
yes, how are clouds made? So we decided to explore how clouds are made, because clouds are made by air or water vapor, which is a gas, condensing and turning into water droplets. So here I'm going to make a cloud in a bottle. So I have a bottle, I'm going to spray some water in there, spray a little bit more, and then I'm going to add some smoke, because it turns out that you kind of need something for the water to start to stick to, right? But you can use all different sorts of things. We've just found that smoke works the best. So now I'm going to pump some air into this bottle. First I'm going to roll it around. And if I pump air into this bottle,
all right.
I can
And
get
Brenda, when you pump air in, what happens to the temperature?
Yeah, so the air, you're putting more air into the bottle, so you're causing the air to bump into one another, and you heat up the air inside. So here I have a pretty good amount of air in there.
Great. And when you put the air in the bottle, when you compressed it, you warmed it up.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I did. So when I heat up the water, it turns into water vapor, so it turns into a gas. But if I release some of the air,
Cloudy.
I should
That is
start to get this.
Cloud-tastic right there.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a cloud form. Definitely.
I cool off the air, I cause little water droplets to condense, and then I make a cloud. But if I add more air, that
Whoa.
cloud disappears.
You just cleared the cloudy day.
I did.
I want to do that in reality.
I can do that
Oh man,
over
you're like
and
making and breaking clouds.
again. It's kind of awesome. Now, another thing that we decided to explore was something that we've done before, but we wanted to focus more on water turning into gas, right? So here I have a bottle, and I have some eggs as well, and I'm gonna pour some hot water into this bottle. Okay, and then I'm going to cover this because that's really hot water. And I'm going to shake my bottle, and what I'm doing is I'm basically creating water vapor in the bottle. And then I have some eggs. If I put an egg on the top here, what happens is I created some hot air inside this bottle, right? But as time goes on, that air starts to cool. So then I get this area of low pressure in the bottle.
All right, so because the water vapor is turning
Yeah.
back into liquid water.
Yeah, so there's less air in the bottle.
Oh, and
There's
actually I
more
can
air
see it
on
because the side
outside.
of the bottle is fogging up.
Yes.
And if it's fogging up, what that tells me is it's turning from gas into little droplets of liquid, just like the little droplets of liquid that made the cloud.
Yep. And so I get low pressure inside the bottle, I get high pressure outside, and eventually this egg will be pushed inside the bottle, which is kind of awesome.
And that's something that people could play with this, couldn't they? You could try
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah, you could try different ways to heat up the water in the bottle, right? Because
You
you just
could.
need to heat up the water in the bottle, turn it into gas, and then cool it back down again.
When someone asks, "Is it going to cook?" and I'm going to say, "That sounds like something you could experiment with."
It
Could you cook an egg this
does.
way?
Could I cook it even more?
Could you cook it? I don't know. And I'm going to say we just let that one stay.
I think
and let's
so.
see if eventually that thing pops. We'll hear it go.
Yes.
But the next thing we had a question from Raylan, and Raylan asked, "Why does poop smell bad?" And we thought, well, we're not going to explore that, but let's think about how your scent works, and in particular, you're really, really good at seeing where something is. You're really good about hearing where something is, but you're not very good about smelling where a smell is coming from. But some animals really, really are, and the difference is, we were wondering, is it because they have nostrils that are further apart? Mine are really close together, but if they were further apart, would I be able to do it? And Brenna was an incredibly good sport.
Yes, I have my nose flutes here that I used, and y'all get to see that in a video. I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen it yet, so.
Oh, it's kind of awesome. So it's basically, here we go, peppermint on a plate, and then a plate with no peppermint, and Brenna's just sitting there. Can she tell where the scent is coming from? Can she tell where it's coming from? The answer, let's see what she does. Brenna's sniffing, 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 and she points toward, oh, fail.
I was so wrong.
So wrong. But now she's got the nose extenders. It's like nostril telescopes right there. And Brenna says, oh yeah, that's the plate with the peppermint oil right there. So basically, little nose telescopes. And I would think, thinking about how to extend the sense of smell could be kind of a fun science project for someone. And then Cookie Cat, our buddy Cookie Cat, Lockhart, asked us a question, and that's over to Maud.
So Lockhart asked, why do things tumble because of gravity? And while we thought, well, we've kind of gone over gravity and how things fall and tumble, but we thought we'd extend upon that question and go, well, can things tumble in water? And that brought us to the topic of how does like buoyancy work? And so I've got a couple different shapes here that are pretty interesting. So I'm just gonna, here we go.
All right,
So-
and Maud, show us the shape that you got.
Yeah, so I've got a few different ones. I'm going to start with maybe just a cube. So I've got a little cube. I'm going to drop it in the water.
And I want to know, like, is it going to float? Whoa, and it floats point up.
That's
I
weird.
want it to float flat side up, but it doesn't float flat side up. It floats pointy end up.
You know, maybe if I cut it in half and I've got like this little
Oh,
triangle.
okay, a triangle.
Put a triangle down. Oh,
Whoa.
that kind of flipped
And
over.
that floats flat side up.
So maybe if I take a rectangle like that,
Oh,
or an
that
even
one
longer
and that
one.
one's stable.
What if
that's
you try
like
to float it on its end?
Oh, can you float it on its? Oh, no, it does not like floating on
No,
its end.
does not like that. And then I
Yeah.
figured, hey, let's go completely circular, and I've got some cylinders here, and if I drop those in long side up, those also don't really want to stay that way.
Whoa, they float on their sides.
And then here, this half cylinder I thought was interesting because it can float flat side up, but if I flip it over, it also floats that way, which kind of shows you how like boats can capsize and stay upside down and they don't flip up. We've got like tops that like to stay. If I try to put a spinning top on its side, it just floats right back up. And as we know, spheres just kind of stay the way they want to be. But that wasn't good enough for me. So we got some little duckies here, and some of them like to float and some of them don't.
Some of them, like
witch
that horse duck is just, yeah.
Horse
that's
duck and witch
sad.
duck don't like to
Witch
float.
duck
So I
do not- yeah.
figured, let me do some surgery on the witch duck, and I put this little, put this little screw on its bottom end to see if I could make it.
Oh, there we
And
go.
it floats. And that's because you have a center of buoyancy and then you have a center of mass. And as long as the center of mass, like when I add mass to the bottom here, is lower than the center of buoyancy that's going to be up in the middle of the
Awesome.
duck, it'll float right side up.
And I could see this being a good project for someone to say, like, hey, how do different shapes float? Or how could I make a boat which is totally stable? Like, if I tip it over, it rights itself. Because that would be an awesome thing to have. Like, that's the kind of boat I want. That is awesome. That is an awesome one. And then our next question came from 96947,
Also known as Kyle.
also known as Kyle.
They said, why is oil less dense than water? And while that is a very, very good question, I decided to see, well, is there an oil that is more dense than water?
Oh, so is there oil that sinks in water?
Yes, so here I have a variety of oils. I have mineral oil, I have gear oil, I have motor oil, and regular vegetable oil, and none of these are more dense than water. Even the heaviest one, which is this gear oil, it's super viscous and really, really heavy. It's still, when I pour water in, it still is less dense.
Oh yeah, it's
than
still
water.
floaty.
Wow.
Could you make the oil sink?
I don't know. We tried a bunch of different things. We tried making the water salty. We tried dissolving acetone in these different oils, and they did nothing. We tried to mix different oils. We could not get one oil to sink.
So we just can't make oil sink.
Yeah, but if y'all can figure out a way to make it sink, that would be pretty cool because
Prove
when
us
there's-
wrong.
yeah, oil spills and
Do it.
stuff. The reason that it's so bad is because the oil stays at the top, and then the fishes and things can't get oxygen. So if you can make an oil that sinks, it hurt the bottom of the ocean, but the fish might be okay.